Good evening, everybody. This is No Crowd Baby Rideshare coming back at you from the lovely Las Vegas, Nevada. Currently at 7 o'clock, around 108. But we got some storm action moving in, so I'm sure you might be able to hear a little bit of wind. Hopefully it doesn't drown me out. But the breeze feels good, so I'm just going to let it go. All right. What can Lyft and Uber do to become profitable? I know I'm pretty sure you guys are tired of hearing about Uber and Lyft shit all the time. Shit getting old. But I have my opinions on what I can, think that they could do to make that money. There was another video out today about I saw what, on there, and I made a comment on here, and one of his, I guess, cronies decided to come on and say that my opinion doesn't matter unless I tell him what it is. Well, I already planned on doing the video, so I wasn't going to lay it all out there in written form when I'm going to do a video about it. Also, he seems to think I disagree with because I said I have different opinions, or my opinions are, totally different, that I somehow disagreeing with what Gio said. No, it's not a disagreement of what Gio says. I have my opinion. He has his opinions. They're opinions on what we think we can do. I didn't say I disagree with anything he said. As a matter of fact, if you look at the comment, I agreed with some of the stuff he said. So to that person, if you do choose to watch this video, learn the difference. Learn the difference between somebody disagreeing and somebody having a different opinion. They're two totally different things. Unless I specifically say I disagree with what he had to say, then I'm disagreeing. Other than that, opinions differ. That's how it works. Doesn't mean I disagree with what he says. Just says I have different opinions. Learn the difference before you make comments. Especially to me, because I'll call you out. So what are some of my opinions that I think Lyft and Uber need to do? Okay, opinion number one. CEOs, they either need to take massive pay cuts or they need to go. Preferably go. These CEOs, you're looking at investors, they need to have confidence in your company in order to invest in your company. Public has to have confidence in your company. Right now, neither have that. There's no confidence in these companies that they're ever going to make money. So what needs to happen, the CEOs need to go. These CEOs have been in charge of these companies long enough that if they're going to be able to turn a profit, they would be able to turn a profit. They've shown that they can spend money just fine, but they've shown they can't make money. So the CEOs need to go, plain and simple, or take massive pay cuts to show investors and the public that you're really concerned with making money instead of just paying these guys absorbently high rate, salaries to do absolutely nothing besides spend money. Let's see. Number two, the acquisitions that they have decided to buy or whatever, they need to go. They need to go. You need to concentrate on what you're known for, and that is ride share. Nobody gives a shit about your scooters. Nobody gives a shit about your bicycles. Nobody gives a shit about you selling tickets to the local bus station. All that shit needs to go. Automated cars, they need to go. You're spending all this money on flying robots, flying helicopters, this, that. All that shit needs to go. Or put it on the back burner. Or give that shit to somebody else. Let them work on it until you are able to make money, and then you can invest in that and go forward with that stuff. Until then, all that shit needs to go. Concentrate on your ride share. That's what you're there for. You're making all these acquisitions because you're trying to be the master of all transportation. Well, you're master of jack shit right now because all you're doing is spending and losing money. So all that stuff needs to go. Concentrate on what you need. It's just your ride share business. Okay, next. Subsidizing rides. There's no reason that Lyft and Uber should subsidize any ride, period. You should not be paying people to use your service. That's just retarded. That means pool rides need to go, and all that crazy stupid shit. Incentives need to go, where you buy this much, you only have to pay this much for the ride. All that needs to go. You can't pay people to use your service. That's stupid. First of all, if people want to use the service, they need to be able to afford the service. You're going to have that minority of people that, they can't afford the service. They can't afford it. They don't know you need to use it. Before rideshare, what did they do? They took buses. They took their bikes. They walked. Okay, just because all of a sudden now there's a rideshare thing doesn't mean you need to cower down to these people and make it so cheap that you have to pay for their rides for them. That's just fucking ridiculous. So all that needs to go. No more subsidies. All you're doing is paying people to use your service. That's like going to McDonald's, walking in, ordering a quarter pounder, and that thing goes, well, I think I'll give you 40% off because you don't look like the type of person that could afford a full price of a quarter pounder. That's just asinine setup. So all subsidies need to go. No more paying for people to use your service. That's just ridiculous. Number 4, you need to cap your drivers. This having these oversaturated markets because you want to make sure that no customer has to wait 1 minute for a ride is ridiculous. You need to cap your drivers. Okay, in that sense, when you capping the drivers, when I first started, average wait time was 5 to 6 minutes for a ride. People still used the service and used it quite often. So there's no reason that you all of a sudden have to make it where it has to be a 1 minute pickup time. That's fucking ridiculous. Let me tell you, 5 or 6 minutes is better than 30 minutes to an hour waiting on a bus. So in my opinion, you need to start capping your drivers. And even with these lower rates, if you cap your drivers, goddamn wind. If you cap your drivers, some of these drivers would still be able to make money. It would still be able to make money. They would still be able to make that money because they're not battling 8,000 different drivers on one night to get rides, Yeah, they may have to work more, they may have to do more rides, but hey, they're making more money because, there's a limited amount of drivers. So definitely you need to cap your drivers. You have way too many drivers out here for the demand that you have. That's killing it right now as well for your drivers. Because all you're doing is pissed off drivers. They're not making money. You're lowering the rates. If you're going to lower the rates, then you need to do something counterproductive to that. Cap your drivers. That'll help make some of these drivers more money in these markets, with the lower rates. And that goes back to the rates. You need to raise your rates. In my opinion, you need one rate for the whole nation. Whether it's $1 mile, 25 minutes, whatever you choose a rate to be, it needs to be a nationwide rate. That way you have a stable platform to base your rates on. Right now you got fucking 8,500 markets with 8,500 different rates. That's ridiculous. Should be one rate straight across the board, in my opinion, nationwide. If there's a market out there that would not support that nationwide rate for the drivers, then you get out of that market. Then that market ain't worth your time. You're wasting time and money in that market. Because most likely that market, you're subsidizing more rides, so on and so forth. So get rid of it. But there should be a nationwide rate, not 65 cents a mile here, $1.25 a mile there. That's ridiculous. You're pitting drivers against drivers, because it's not fair for somebody here in Vegas making 43 cents with what we have to deal with out here in Vegas, and then somebody back east getting $1.25 a mile. That's not fair to the drivers. So you need to make it even across the board, and that also will give you a base to do your rates on it. And you need to look at your rates realistically. I don't know why you're trying to cut your rates down to bus fare rates. Raise that up. Look at the industry. Look at taxi cab industry. Look at the private car industry. Look at the shuttle bus industry. Look at the rates that they charge their customers to use those services and rate it accordingly. If you want to undercut them, that's fine. Undercut them, but shit, you don't need to undercut them by trying to give rides at 10% of what they charge. That's ridiculous. You could do 50% of what a taxi makes, charge, and still make a grip of money. People are still going to use the service because it's cheaper. So that's one thing you guys need to look at on that. As far as the companies go, bringing in drivers as consultants, that's one thing Gio brought up. He said they should do that. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I wouldn't say it's not bad. I'm not going to disagree with that idea. But my opinion is, at this current moment in time, I wouldn't do it. Because you have right now you have an issue with the drivers hating your company. 99.5% of your drivers hate your company. And the only thing they're concerned right now with is their money. They're not concerned with Uber as a company. You need people in there that are concerned with Uber as a company, as a long-lasting company. Drivers at this present moment in time, they care less about your company. Read it in the comments all day long. Look at the people in the hub all day long, arguing and yelling and screaming and shit. They don't like you. And so that, to me, yeah, as it is a good idea because you should have drivers as consultants. But right now, I wouldn't do it right now because of the current atmosphere of drivers versus these companies right now. You're not going to get a good driver that's biased, that's going to be willing to help the company right now because they're more worried about helping themselves because they need the money. Let's see, what else? Damn, lost my train of thought there. Like I said, these videos are on the fly. They just go. You need to also, Uber and Lyft, man, you guys need to invest some money in a PR department. God damn, everything you read about or hear about Lyft and Uber is negativity. Everything's negative. You know, it's no wonder why your stocks are taking a dump, because every time an investor sees you in the news, it's negative. You need to start doing some positives and get a PR department out there that can start, you know, showing the positives of Uber and Lyft. But of course, the company's got to do something positive first, which means you need to get out there in your communities and show that you care about the communities. And caring about the community is not giving them rides for 50 cents. You know, you spend all this money on these automatic cars that ain't going to happen for the next 10, 15, 20 years. Even though you got those people out there thinking, oh, 2 years away, you know, which is just fucking retarded. There's no infrastructure for all that kind of stuff. Shit, you can't even get Lyft or Uber's GPS to get you in the right spot sometimes, let alone trying to do automatic cars. So you need to get out in your communities and start doing stuff for your community. Show your community that you're out there to help them be safe when they take your service. Right now, you got people scared to get in your guys' car because they don't know if your driver's going to kill somebody or done killed somebody or going to kill them. You have no real safety features. Like I said before, I don't think there's a lot you can do, but there are a few things that you can do. You can reassure the public that you're actually making an attempt to do something about it other than get on the newspaper and say no comments. But you need to get out in your communities and show some positives and get a PR department that actually will show you in a positive. Because right now, everything is negative with you guys. Everything's negative. And nobody's going to want to invest in a company that's always in the news for something bad. Nothing good's coming out of the company. How are you going to expect people to invest money into that? But those are some of my opinions, why I think, you know, I'm sure, you know, there could be a part 2 to this. But those are some of the main points I wanted to, you know, jump on. And go from there. And also the referrals. That's one more thing that I saw Gio. Absolutely right on that. There's no reason that these companies should give anybody a referral fee. And the only people that are going to bitch about the referral fee are the people that live off the referral fee. And those people, in my opinion, that that live off people's referral fees, they're mooching off of you as a person. They'll sit here and they bitch and complain about the company not taking care of drivers, but they have no problem taking that money from Uber and Lyft when it comes time for, you know, to sign up you. And then you got to deal with the heartbreak and the heartache and all the drama that comes with it while they're sitting on their ass collecting that money. So that's the only reason why people would not like the referral fee situation, is because they live off of it. But in my personal opinion, as well as what Gio said, yeah, there's no need to redo it. People already know about driving with Uber and Lyft. They already know this stuff. So there's no reason that a driver needs to refer another driver. The drivers are going to sign up regardless. So in my opinion, absolutely right on that one. So those are some of my opinions. You know, if you have any questions or any comments about it, please let me know. You know, like I said, I expect all comments, good or bad. Like I said, even the comment from the other guy, whatever, it doesn't bother me. You know, they don't. Some of these people, they just don't pay attention, or they're so, you know, hung up on somebody or something that they don't bother to, you know, take the time to realize what they're saying. So, all right, well, that's it. No crybaby rat share out. Remember, you are the creator of your own destiny. Nobody's going to do it for you. Bye, guys.